Hello guys! Do you want to learn English vocabulary faster? Want to have better listening comprehension and pronunciation and boost your speaking skills quickly? Then welcome to our new video to improve your English skills. In this video, we'll dive into a fun and interactive learning experience designed to improve your English speaking skills. We'll have a 3-part exercise. Part 1. Listening practice. Part 2. Vocabulary. Part 3. Listen and answer practice. Now, are you ready to train your brain to speak English fluently? Let's get started. Part 1. Listening practice. A blessing in disguise. First, let's dive into the story of Tom, a man who faced an unexpected challenge but discovered something positive hidden within it. As you listen, pay close attention to how the events unfold and how the expressions are used in context. Once upon a time, there was a man named Tom who worked at a large company. He had been there for several years, enjoying his routine and feeling secure in his job. But one day, everything changed. Tom was called into his manager's office and given the news that his position was being eliminated due to company cutbacks. Shocked and upset, Tom left the office wondering what he would do next. Losing his job felt like the worst thing that could happen. For the first few days, Tom was in a state of disbelief. He couldn't believe that the job he had relied on for so long was suddenly gone. He spent hours updating his resume, searching for job postings, and worrying about his future. Felt like a major setback. But as days turned into weeks, something interesting began to happen. Without the daily demands of his old job, Tom found himself with more time to think about what he truly wanted in life. He realized that he had never been passionate about his previous work. It was just something he did to pay the bills. So, instead of rushing to find another similar job, Tom started exploring other options. One day, while browsing job boards, Tom came across a position that caught his eye. It was a project manager role at a tech company, something he had always been interested in but never pursued. Encouraged by the support of his friends and family, Tom decided to apply. To his surprise, he was called for an interview. The interview went well, and a few days later, Tom received a job offer. Not only was the salary higher, but the role was also more aligned with his interests. Plus, the job offered flexible hours and the opportunity to work from home a few days a week. As Tom started his new job, he couldn't help but think back to the day he was laid off. What had seemed like a disaster at the time turned out to be a blessing in disguise. Tom's new job brought him more satisfaction and balance in his life. He even decided to take a trip to Japan to celebrate this new chapter. What had started as a major setback had led Tom to a better place, both professionally and personally. Part 2. Vocabulary. Now that you've heard Tom's story, let's take a moment to go over some of the key vocabulary words and phrases that were used. Understanding these words will help you better grasp the story and improve your English skills. Routine. A regular way of doing things in a particular order. Example: Tom had a comfortable routine at his job before he was laid off. Eliminated. Completely removed or gotten rid of something. Example: Tom's position was eliminated due to company cutbacks. Disbelief. The feeling of not being able to believe something is true. Example: Tom was in disbelief when he learned that his position had been eliminated. Setback. A difficulty or problem that delays or prevents progress. Example: losing his job felt like a major setback for Tom. Passionate. Having or showing strong feelings or a strong belief. Example: Tom realized he wasn't passionate about his old job and started exploring other options. Exploring. Traveling through an unfamiliar area or thinking about new possibilities. Example: After being laid off, Tom began exploring different career paths that interested him. Pursued, followed, or chased after something, usually a goal or dream. Example: Tom pursued a new career in a field he was passionate about. Aligned with, in agreement with, or matching something, especially values or interests. Example: Tom's new job was more aligned with his personal interests and values. Laid off: when a worker is dismissed from a job due to no fault of their own, often due to economic reasons. Example: Tom was laid off because the company needed to cut costs. A blessing in disguise: something that seems bad at first but ends up being beneficial. Example: Tom losing his job turned out to be a blessing in disguise because it led him to a better career. Satisfaction: the feeling of contentment or pleasure when something meets your expectations. Example: Tom found greater satisfaction in his new job than he ever did in his previous one. Celebrate: to acknowledge a significant or happy day or event with a social gathering or enjoyable activity. Example: Tom decided to celebrate getting his new job by taking a trip to Japan. Part 3. Listen and answer practice. Let's test your understanding of the story with some questions. I'll ask a question and you'll have a few seconds to answer before I reveal the correct response. Try to answer out loud to practice your speaking skills.
Why did Tom feel upset at the beginning of the story? Answer: Tom felt upset because he was laid off from his job. What was Tom's initial reaction when he found out about his job loss? Answer: Tom was in disbelief when he found out that his position had been eliminated. What did Tom begin to explore after losing his job? Answer: Tom began exploring different career paths that interested him. How did losing his job turn out to be a blessing in disguise for Tom? Answer: losing his job turned out to be a blessing in disguise, because it led him to a better career that was more aligned with his interests. What did Tom discover about his true passion after being laid off? Answer: after being laid off, Tom discovered that his true passion was in a different field that he had never pursued before. How did Tom feel about his old job after finding his new passion? Answer: Tom realized he wasn't passionate about his old job. What did Tom decide to do to celebrate getting his new job? Answer: Tom decided to celebrate getting his new job by taking a trip to Japan. How did Tom's new job compare to his previous one in terms of satisfaction? Answer: Tom found greater satisfaction in his new job than he ever did in his previous one. What was the main setback Tom faced in the story? Answer: the main setback Tom faced was losing his job. What does the phrase "a blessing in disguise" mean in the context of Tom's story? Answer: in the context of Tom's story, a blessing in disguise means that losing his job, which initially seemed bad, ended up being beneficial because it led him to a more fulfilling career.
Great job today! Keep practicing by watching this video regularly and you'll see your English skills improve. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Keep learning and I'll see you in the next video.